everybody? Welcome back to our channel. I'm Bree.
And of course, I'm Evan.
And this is Reality Check TV. Here's where we discuss some of our favorite reality shows to watch together as a couple. So if you love reality TV like we do, make sure to hit that notification bell so you can get notified anytime we post a new review. And subscribe to our channel. Do that first.
No regrets.
I just messed that up, but just do that first.
You won't regret it. You won't regret it.
What's going on, beautiful people? Happy Friday. We made it through another week. Y'all should go have a drink because you made it. I don't care what was going on this week. You made it. And now we are here starting the weekend. It's Friday night. I hope you guys got plans. And I hope one of your plans is self-care. Because that's my plan. That's my plan. So we going to go through this a little bit fast so we can get started on this relaxation. Because it's been a week.
I'm going to tell y'all, it's been a long work day.
Yes.
Like I said, I've been in front of this computer from 9 to 6. So I got y'all for this period. But I'm going to tell y'all, we're going to cruise on this because I got to go drink. So
a few drinks. But this is our second reality show wrap up episode. It's the new segment that we, I guess, launched, if we want to be, very technical about it. Right before Thanksgiving, the week before Thanksgiving. So we did take off last Friday because of the holiday. So we had to spend the week on catching up on all the shows because we watched nothing, barely anything during the holiday week. So we took the time to kind of catch up, and I think we're caught up, and we got a new show that we wanted to talk about as well, and just a few other things. This is the segment that we feel like is way more free-flowing. We don't take notes. We don't plan to take notes for this segment. I was about to say section. This segment. This is really just about our opinions on everything that we watched this week. And, we hope that you guys join the conversation in the comments. And you let us know how you felt about the same shows that we're talking about. And if you have any recommendations for any new shows that you think that we would like and that you would want to hear our opinion on, please put that down in the comments as well. Is there anything else that I'm missing?
Nah, let's introduce them to this new show, though.
Yes. So let's get into it.
So we're going to start off with the new show. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about it. Some of y'all haven't. It's on Netflix. It is called Squid Game. So this is the first time, well, one of the few times I actually say I put Bree onto something.
You did. He's so proud.
So this is the second season. And before I go into that, we're going to talk about actually what Squid Games is and, how it lifted off. So Squid Game was actually a South Korean based show. It was actually a scripted competition show about people coming to play deadly games for money. And on the show it was for about $4 million. And the first season was about $4 million. And on the second season, which is the reality show, is for $4 million. But on the show, it's scripted. These characters, like I said, they came from all different places across South Korea. And a lot of these people were either in debt, had financial struggles, or, just trying to make a buck. And so in the first season, they all were approached by this man in a suit, in which he approached them saying, I have an opportunity for you. And he gave them a card. And if you want to make some money, let me know. And, these people didn't know what they were walking into, in which they all came together in this big old structure, playing different games. And the catch was, if you lost, you died. I know, gruesome, ain't it? But anyways, that's the theme of it. What I introduced Bree to is now on season 2, it's actually a reality-based show instead of a scripted show. It is no longer just based in South Korea. Some of the characters come from America, the UK, other different parts of the world. I'm going to let Bree talk about how she feels about everything first before I do, since I've already known about Squid Games. I'd love to hear what she has to say.
Well, guys, the first description that he gave about the scripted series, I was not a part of that phenomenon when Squid Games came out, I feel like last year. It was one of their top shows on Netflix. And I know everybody was talking about it on social media. I didn't care. It didn't sound like anything that I would want to watch. And even listening to his description, it still don't sound like anything that I would watch. But I want to say it was like probably the day before Thanksgiving. I woke up and Evan was watching it. And he was watching the new season, the actual reality show version of the show. And just because, I mean, we were still in bed, so I was just watching it because it was on, because he was watching it. And then I just found myself getting caught up into it. All I'm going to say, we're not spending, of course, too much time on this. It's more so of a recommendation. If you guys have not watched Squid Games on Netflix, I highly recommend. If you love real competition shows, which I love competition shows, if you've been watching our channel since day one, you know that one of my favorite shows is The Challenge that comes on MTV. I also watch Big Brother. Like I'm big on those types of shows. And so this was kind of right up my alley, but it just added a little bit more stank to it. It's cutthroat. It is a cutthroat show. And what I love about it is, y'all know, I feel like I'm in this drought with reality TV across the board. I feel like a lot of it is no longer real and it's just highly produced. And so I'm trying to dig myself out of that hole. But this kind of just, sparked my flame a little bit, because there's no way for it to be scripted. And so you get a little bit of drama, you get a little bit of mix of the competition aspect. And as somebody that watches competition reality TV, this is the first show that I have seen or that I know of with this cash prize. Like, I have never seen a show in the US where the cash prize is $4 million. Like, never. That part alone is what I feel like will get people intrigued. And I promise you, when I recommend a show, trust me, I'm not going to steer you wrong. Y'all have to trust me. I feel like I'm a connoisseur in this game. Been watching reality TV for years. I'm telling y'all, watch the show. And this is one of the few shows that you will get wrapped up. Episode 1, scene 1. You're going to be instantly intrigued. I think we're on episode 8 now. Maybe.
Yeah, right.
Because what day of the week does it come on Netflix?
Thursdays.
Okay, because we binge watched it all week. So there's plenty of episodes that you can get caught up on. And yeah, y'all, I highly recommend. Trust me.
Trust me. Y'all are going to get hooked. And y'all will thank me later. You'll thank us later, actually.
Yeah. Y'all, it's hot. Okay, so next on the list of things that we've watched this week, we are fully caught up on Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine. It really wasn't much happening in the last 2 episodes that we watched. Mm-mm. Just a couple of things that I feel like Evan and I really wanted to discuss. And it's super quick. First, starting with Simone and Cecil, period. I don't believe that they like each other. Can we just talk about that? Y'all, for real. Like, we've been watching this show for years now. I just don't think that they like each other.
Well, I feel like they are really staying together for the boys. I mean, my thing is this. I still laugh about they had a reunion when they were literally getting divorced. And just because the cast stood up and was like, no, da, 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 da. Right. And then all of a sudden you finally get an emotion out of Cecil. And it's like, all right, we're not getting a divorce anymore.
Right. Right.
It doesn't work like that. Just because you guys went on a reunion show and people said they want to see y'all together. Oh, yeah, that's really going to make your issues disappear because everybody wants to see y'all together. No, the issues are still there.
Right.
Because, Cecil doesn't know half the time what show this is or where he is. He walks around blind. Simone needs to stop walking with a microphone under her chin when she talks. But anyway, they, I don't know, sometimes they look like I won't say married, dating. And then sometimes they look like homeboy and homegirl.
Simone to flat out say in one of these episodes that, you know, we're never on the same page. Or for them to start off the season, if you guys remember last season, they were supposed to be writing a book, which, girl, bye. Like, I do not need that marital advice. I really don't. But for them to say they're writing a book and then to start off this season saying they decided not to go down that route because they felt like it would do more harm to their relationship than good, I feel like then that means, first of all, it was a great decision for you to not write the book then, because that means that you guys are not fully healed from everything that has happened in your marriage. So let's wheel that back in and focus on that. And sweeping it under the rug, it's not going to help. And every time they're together in a scene, like, it's just more and more obvious to me, like what you said, it's just kind of like homeboy, homegirl. Like, I don't think that they really like each other. I really feel like Simone doesn't respect Cecil at all. I don't think that she respects him. And rightfully so, because I'm going to get to that in a second.
I wouldn't say respect. Well, it could fall in the same line. I feel like she's kind of lost some faith in him.
It's a lot of, I feel like she's lost a lot of respect for him. I do. And I feel like for him, he's just holding on to, like, I don't know if he still feels a way about him having to end his friendship with the girl. And even that, like, my thing is, there has been a lack of respect on both parts. There's the whole time that we've known them, because for him to even have a friendship with a lady that clearly was causing issues within his marriage for years. It was like 5 years that he had a relationship with this random woman that was known for causing issues within his marriage, but he continued that friendship.
Yep.
Clearly you don't respect your wife or your marriage. Like, there's a lack of respect. And like you said, I just felt like it was a whole joke for them to get on a reunion, and it took for everybody else to be like, oh, you got to work this out and all of this other stuff. It's kind of like, but we're not dealing with the issue. Have we really dealt with the issue?
You know, it shows every episode.
Right.
Because, like I said, the biggest thing I notice right now is they are not on the same page when it comes to parenting.
When it comes to the parenting.
Because it seems like Simone, don't quote me, I don't know how old her kids are. I know they're both in college. But my thing is, Simone...
I can't say that the oldest one is 24.
Okay. Well, Simone has been pushing them to be more independent.
Yes.
And really pushing them out the nest. Like, hey, the real world, this is what it is. I'm trying to retire down the road. I'm tired of funding y'all. Because I believe the oldest one, 24, the one that went to Howard, this season, this is his 5th year in college. And he's at Georgia State studying film. And so Simone's like, all right, now I need a return on my investment. I'm paying for school. And you know what doesn't help is Cecil's like, oh, you know, be patient with them. You know, one thing I caught, and this is a big example how I caught the difference. Simone is pushing independence and do for your own. Cecil has this thing in his mind talking about generational wealth.
Cecil is also trying to create a codependent relationship between their kids and their mother. Their mother, because who's flipping the bill?
She is.
Simone.
She is.
Simone. So what he's doing, and I think at one point I felt like I don't even think that he realizes he's creating a space for his grown sons, right? They're gonna be adults one day. This is how I used to felt. To fully depend on mommy, right? And I don't think that he realizes that he's doing them a disservice by not pushing them to be independent men, right? But now I'm starting to feel like, are you doing this shit on purpose? Because that is how you are moving as a grown man, where you are fully dependent on your wife.
And you know, from watching, he's so lackadaisical with them, and Simone is so, look, I'm trying to brace y'all. Right. I'm trying to prepare y'all. Yeah. But, you know, like I said, he's just... Right. He's in la la land about their situation and where the sons are with everything. Because Simone is concerned because she feels like her sons don't know what they want to do. Y'all are getting older. And
which is fine.
And it's fine.
Yeah.
But she's saying, look, I'm tired of funding everything.
Right.
And she said, I'm going to give y'all one more year.
Yeah.
And then I need y'all to make something shake.
And she said to give him one more year. She was really talking to the oldest one. Here's my thing. First of all, there's a couple of conversations that need to be had here. One is what you just said about her pushing for independence, him pushing for generational wealth. Mm-hmm. He's not pushing for generational wealth. This is my black people now talking to us. Let's have a real conversation about this whole generational wealth and legacy thing, right? Because I really feel like y'all be saying words. Y'all be saying words and don't know the meanings. Really. Y'all don't really know what that looks like and what that means. Prime example. At the end of the day, nobody is faulting you all providing for your children because you guys are wealthy, right? Like if you're a wealthy family and you're able to give to your children mm-hmm. and provide them with life's luxuries. We get that, right? And I feel like that can definitely be a goal, to be able to provide your kids with the things that you didn't have and just even way more than where your imagination can take you. I get that. I understand that. But the thing with the generational wealth, since y'all want to so bad mimic what you feel like white families are doing, they are teaching their kids about financial freedom when they're like babies. They are putting away money and investing into stocks when their kids are like in the womb. And it's all privilege, right? It's all financial and white privilege. I get that. That's what they're doing so that when they get to a certain age, they are able to then take the baton and then move forward. So whether that's putting businesses in their names and then teaching them along the way about how to run said business, right? How to invest in stock the proper way. These white kids, they go into school and they are not taking out the loans. And they are out here not with the newest J's, not with, bust down 30-inch weaves on campus, not with their cars or nothing. They out here really struggling, right? Going through the college experience so they can get in, get out. And then they are out here flipping their money. It is all a game. And I feel like we're hustling backwards. When y'all talk about generational wealth, that does not mean being able to work hard, provide for your family, provide for your kids, and then your kids just being able to sit back and just, throw away the money. That's not how you keep generational wealth. You have to still raise your children, teach your children what to do with the money. Mm-hmm. And that is what Cecil is not doing. Mm-mm. There's nothing wrong with your child now 21st birthday. Now you're bringing them into the family business. Now you're teaching them how to run the business so that one day you can step out. Mm-hmm. Generational wealth, that's legacy. And I feel like we're having this conversation a lot now. I mean, if it ain't over there in Huntsville, we have the same conversations with the Fletchers and their kids and trying to get an understanding of what their issue is. We having it in like pop culture with T.I. and his kids. Like it's been the topic of conversation, I feel like, this week when it comes to spoiled kids. And I feel like we're putting it all on the children. And I think this is where we differ. We're putting a lot of it on the children and not the responsibility on the parents on how they are raising their privileged children. You cannot get mad at 24 when he's like, I don't know what to do. Especially when one of the parents is just constantly throwing out money. Because Simone said that. Like, he's just throwing out money with no type of plan, no type of, consequence or responsibility that's attached to it. Mm-hmm. And that's not what you're supposed to do with a 24-year-old adult. Reality is he's now an adult. You guys are doing him a big disservice. And so I see what she's saying. We're going to flip the bill one more year. But it's clear that he has no idea how to be an adult. Like, regular stuff about how to manage his money. And,
my thing is this, a little bit of the grace I give him, too, is, and we're not talking about the younger brother because he's in college.
Right.
But the older one, he first went to Howard because he was trying to be, I believe, pre-med. He was either trying to be a dentist or a doctor, from what I believe. I think he was trying to be pre-med.
I think it was his mother's dream.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
And so, honestly, he flunked out of Howard, and he came to Georgia State and then changed the film. That's a big difference between medical and entertainment. So, when you change fields like that, you're going to be in school a little bit longer. And, I can tell he's trying to figure out what he wants to do. He may feel some way because he felt like he didn't live up to his mom's dream. But like I said, he's trying to make his way. And, what's conflicting for him is you got your mom trying to push you and your dad's doing the opposite. So for him, he's getting two messages. And, it's easy for him to fall into listening to his dad because his dad is a yes man. Giving him what he wants, telling him what he wants to hear, which is going to make him lazy.
And Cecil is a grown man with a whole family that doesn't know what he wants to do either, or have any type of drive. I'm just being honest about what it looks like, right? It looks like that Cecil doesn't have much of a drive or ambition.
No, he's just chilling.
Do something. Like, it's just.
I mean, besides the real estate he started doing out of nowhere, but.
Which is fine. But my thing is, have you taught your son about that? Your sons with an S, both of them?
But it's easy to chill out though when your wife brings in like per month between $10,000 to $20,000 a month.
Right.
So it's easy to chill.
Right. And I think, and like I said, that's just what I'm seeing and noticing. And then reality is also another conversation that I don't think any of us is ready to have. We have to, as a community, we need to reevaluate this whole college thing, right? Because what I feel is happening now, as someone that has a brother that is currently in school, I'm starting to feel like a lot of these kids don't want to go to school. College is not necessarily the thing that they want to do to go get an education or a degree. I'm seeing that they want to go for content.
In debt.
They want to go so they can do TikToks.
In debt.
And be like, this is my my niche is being a college student.
In debt.
This whole like gap year stuff, again, that's privilege. Right? And again, I'm not talking about the people that have to take off a year for financial reasons or, something tragic comes up. Like, I know there's a whole bunch of different reasons. There's a whole bunch of different reasons as to why people do not graduate on time. I'm also not talking to those people either. I mean, people have been doing that for years, right? Like, I think it was very rare to find people that actually graduated undergrad within the 4 years.
Yeah, it's rare.
It's rare. I mean, I did, but I digress. but I know that it's a thing and there's no judgment there. It's more so this whole like, oh, we're going to Howard, especially these rich, famous black kids. They're going to Howard. They're going to Spelman. And it's starting to feel like just to say that you went to Howard or to Spelman and your parents is pushing that because they're on these reality shows and it's like, oh yeah, my child went to an HBCU, the top HBCUs, and it just seems very trendy versus is this what the kids want? Is this what they want to do? I could tell with Simone's oldest son that that's not what he wanted to do. And that's fair. At 24, you don't know what you want to do. Hell, at 30 plus, a lot of times people are figuring out our passions and the things that we want change and they shift. And you're supposed to be able to figure those things out. But it's not helping when your dad is pushing a completely different narrative. And that's being completely codependent on mommy. It's also not attractive. Like, it's just not. And he's going to have a real hard wake-up call because now he is an adult. And I don't know. They said that he's going to Georgia Tech now.
No, I said he went to Georgia State.
Georgia State but he's not there yet, but he's going back.
No, he's there now.
Really?
He's there now.
Oh, I got confused. Because like I said, it seemed like...
He just drives to school because he stays at home.
I don't know. And like even off of money, even taking care of the home. I feel like up until this point, it was Simone having to come home and even clean. They had to have a whole, I remember one season having a whole discussion with them about cleaning up their room. Like, where is the push for responsibility and like teaching your kids how to be self-sufficient? Because regardless, they're going to get older, they're going to be adults, and then you have a bunch of adults that have a childlike mindset and they cannot fend for themselves. They don't know how to take care of themselves, like regular stuff, like making your bed. Like, again, I'm not in the business of blaming the kids. I really feel like a lot of times I'm starting to see that there is the ball has been dropped when it comes to raising children and keeping them accountable. Y'all know the only other topic to talk about is really the whole sweet tea stuff and the wedding and all of that other foolishness. But before we get to that, I know that there was not so nice comment towards me, because I want to say it was because I said in the last video about I have a love-hate relationship with Phaedra. I understand y'all do not like Phaedra. I get that. I understand that. There are things about Phaedra that I don't like, as far as the lying, as far as how she acted her last couple of seasons over there on Atlanta Housewives. We can talk about that. But I'm not going to take back what I said about me liking her for the simple fact that she knows reality TV. She knows exactly what to do to get the party started, and that's just what it is. Reality is, since she was fired from Real Housewives of Atlanta, Bravo tried so hard to not let her go, but they didn't want to go against Kandi. But they have tried. They had her do guest appearances over there on Real Housewives of Dubai. They've had her do guest appearances on that Summer House, Lake House, or whatever else, Southern Charm or whatever. She has been on Bravo multiple times since leaving Real Housewives of Atlanta. Why? Because she's good TV. So y'all can be mad about it, but let's be honest, right? I don't know that lady for real. So I'm not about to die on a cross for Phaedra. But what I will say, if we're going to keep it real and keep it a buck, y'all know that she brings the drama. She brings the entertainment. She knows what she's doing. Hence why her ass brought Quad to that damn bachelorette party. And for Heavenly and Dr. Jackie to come to her house and question her about it, like y'all don't know, especially Heavenly. Heavenly brought Sweet Tea on the show because she know that it's good for the show. So let's not play stupid, y'all. Come on. One thing I can do is be unbiased. I know how the game works. I know how reality TV works. Been watching it half of my life. I know. I don't know that lady personally. Don't have to like her personally. And she has done some effed up stuff. I can say that. And she be lying. I get that. But she's funny and she's good TV and she knows how to produce herself. Period. And so anybody that was mad or felt a way about Quad showing up to the bachelorette party, y'all are all foolish. Y'all, come on. This isn't real life. At this point, Married to Medicine is also a show that's highly produced. Hence why that girl didn't say anything and her eyes lit up when Quad walked into her bachelorette party. Because she came to Quad's show. What are we talking about? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Same reason why they didn't let Heavenly and Damon, they took them off of the guest list for the wedding. Heavenly and Damon show up. The guy's like, yeah, you're not on the list because they, again, to have a moment. Sweet Tea wanted a moment. Why did I find out, based off of Carlos and Heavenly being on doing their little podcast together? Come to find out, the producers ran after Heavenly and Damon, was like, hey, we need you to go back in there. Including the guy with the list. Why? Because they know they need to have a moment. This is a produced fake reality show. Even going back to my original point about Heavenly getting Sweet Tea onto the show. And at first, Quad felt a way about it, but she had to have a conversation with Quad and was like, listen, it's good for the show. Heavenly and Quad was on Watch What Happens Live after Sunday night's episode and flat out said it. Quad admitted it. and was like, Heavenly does what's good for the show. And that's why she brought her on. Let's stop acting stupid. Like, I just had to get that off my chest. Like, people are acting like we are not in 2023 and the girlies are not scripting themselves. Like, please stop. Please.
Well, overall, this episode, nice and dandy, seeing them get married. Dr. G, I hope you feel confident in your decision because she now has access to the money. So, protect your bank. But that's, I think, all I have to say towards the wedding. Congrats, but protect your bank.
You have nothing else for sweet tea?
Protect your bank. She knows what she was doing. Protect your bank.
She gonna make a comment saying like, "Oh, like get you a man like this." Girl, you can have Dr. G. Nobody. Nobody. You can have them.
Nobody.
I'm gonna keep mine.
Nobody want them.
Keep mine. You keep that. Good luck with that. Good luck with it. That we didn't even talk because I know we didn't do the show the week prior because of the holiday, but we even talk about her and Heavenly having their conversation, and her admitted to Heavenly that maybe Quad was right with Dr. G being controlling, and how something with the alarm system, he had to teach her a lesson. He told her that there were somebody was breaking into the home, and how she didn't like that, and like how it caused like a big argument. Of course he was trying to teach you a lesson because, girl, like, he wants to be somebody's daddy, like, literally. But I already, listen, we can have another conversation at another time about how I feel about older men dating extremely younger women, and how I don't feel like it's a balanced relationship. I don't care what you guys say about it, honestly. I think it's disgusting. That's my personal opinion. I just think that there should be an age limit where it can be looked at as disgusting. And it's clearly you are trying to groom a young woman to be something that you want. And that's a conversation for another time. But when she made that comment, I was like, but girl, I thought you ain't watched the show.
Right.
Didn't you say that? Didn't she say that episode 1? She ain't watched the show. But you say, but Quad was right. So you did watch. That's fine, because we're not going to play stupid with you no more. Y'all, it's already been confirmed. Sweet Tea was a super fan of the show. She was itching to get on the show. Hence how she ended up in Dr. G's DMs. Not only was she a super fan of the show, but she was a mega fan of Quad.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the streets is saying, aka Dr. Heavenly and Carlos King. Shout out to them. But it's been confirmed by multiple people that she's been trying to get in. And the only way that she could was through Dr. G. Hence why she wasn't mad when Quad showed up at her bachelorette party, and why her eyes like sparked up like, oh my God, like I see Beyonce. That's how it felt. That's what it was giving. Speaking of people that want a moment, that brings us to Potomac.
So, y'all, this episode, we get the typical Robin and Juan. Robin is still delusional. She loves to use that phrase, I don't care, we don't care. Like, she got that from Juan, because we all know Juan don't care. But, she's not oblivious. She knows the truth. She just...
It was so funny because I also feel like clearly Juan needs the money, because we're in episode 4 now, and he's been in every episode, and I'm like, wow, I think this is the most we've seen Juan in a season since we was introduced to them. But it's all because,
Gotta get that check.
Gotta get the check. You don't have the money coming in. So you have to make sure that you are showing up at call time. Like, you have to make sure, and he probably signed his non-disclosure form. Like, it was submitted on time. Like you said, they're just so freaking delusional and such an easy read. The episode from this past Sunday with the conversation apparently that Giselle and Juan had, and there were no cameras around, y'all can go to hell for that. Bravo. Count your freaking days. I was about to cuss. Count your days. Your days are numbered because y'all continue to do this foolishness. Why were there no cameras there?
Right.
They had this conversation that was so heated, right? And when Giselle is telling the story, the sad part is because Giselle is such a liar and she moves like she is Karen. When she's first telling Robin about how Juan was yelling at her, I didn't believe her. But then when Robin says, like, he was not yelling, like he has a hearing problem, I was like, so Giselle's telling the truth. Because you're an idiot. She's just like...
She said, Juan,
oh my God.
She said, Juan's been coaching for so many years, and he's, he has a hearing problem from the loud stadium. What I shouldn't say stadiums, but I know what she's getting. He has a hearing problem from the basketball, so he has to raise his voice to blah, blah.
Bro, you know what? Juan, I know you are unemployed right now, so I think that you should be selling car insurance. You should be selling, because clearly you got Robin out here looking like a whole idiot. So you can do anything. You can sell anything at this point. Because damn. Robin. And what the hell were you wearing at pickleball?
Looking like
it looked disgusting. Robin is so disgusting. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the fact that she wears these like these tangled up nappy wigs. Like, how is your wig nappy? It's blonde, like it's white lady hair, and like she just don't care. It's like she wakes up in the morning and gets on TV and does not care. She has no like like she just looked disgusting.
As long as Juan is still there in that house, she good.
She looks disgusting. Am I wrong for saying that? And I'm never, like, I am not one to body shame women. But the little see-through number that she had on, like, it doesn't fit her. She looks nasty. And I think it's the way that she carries herself. Like, she just carries herself like she's from the trailer park. Like, seriously.
That's just not her style either.
That too. It's like, it's so forced. Like, why did you not brush your hair?
She wore that for Juan.
I feel like, this is my theory, I feel like Juan picked the outfit out to make her the butt of the joke. I do. He hates her. He does not like her. Like, he is like a bully. I can tell. Like, I just cannot. And she falls for it every time. But the OG, the real GOAT of this whole story is Karen. And it's always going to be Karen, because she had me crying real tears when she said
because she knew it was a joke.
She looked like a sheer Batman. I died. Karen is who I love. I just love that lady.
Karen thinks of Robin as a joke.
We do too. Like, even when, so Karen and what is her husband's name? What's her husband's name?
Ray.
Karen and Ray did the little pickleball event, which got all of the girls together. And when Giselle showed up with her hairstylist that we always see, because she really ain't got no man. And Karen was like, I know she's in this relationship, and I guess he's still living the phone, but I still haven't heard her talking to him, so maybe he don't even live in the phone. Like, I love Karen. That is the moral of the story. And Robin is just bottom of the barrel. Like, girl. Ugh.
I thought it was funny too, because when they came in, I forgot what order Candace came in.
Yeah.
But of course, her and Giselle crossed paths. And, they did the flashback to the reunion.
Yeah.
Where, Giselle's looking like the Blue Ranger. And Candace was getting her ass. And, it's just crazy, man. Like, it's so funny because, like, Giselle knows she does not want words with Candace.
One more thing that I did want to mention before I get into Thirst Bucket is Mia and her trying to create a storyline with Wendy. Wendy called Mia slow, rightfully so, from the first episode. Mm-hmm. And so Mia now is just trying to create this thing where she's now saying she was talking about her son because her son, I think she said her son is autistic.
Or he has a learning disability.
There's some type of learning disability. And she was like, well, ask somebody that's the mother of a son that has a learning disability. Like, that's so offensive, bitch. You're reaching. You're reaching. You are reaching. You are reaching and grasping at straws, bitch. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You can go to hell too with that. Foolish. Okay, lastly, with Potomac. Thirst Bucket, all I'm going to say, and y'all know exactly who I'm talking about, the thirstiest one on the show, right? That they've added to this cast because they wanted her to have some type of fake beef with Wendy. What I'm going to say, and I said this the last time we did a review or commentary on the show, it was something about Ashley and Robin having a conversation with Thirst Bucket about African culture that just did not sit well with me. It felt like, y'all know, have you ever been in a situation or been a part of a conversation and you're in the room and you feel like you shouldn't be listening in to two people's conversation or dialogue? Like you feel like you shouldn't be there. Like has nothing to do with you. That's how it felt as a viewer watching it. It made me very uncomfortable. And I knew exactly where they were going to go with it. And I was right. Because the fact that another African woman, a Nigerian woman, comes on this show to create beef or to create tension with Wendy, who is an African Nigerian woman, is so disgusting. The fact that you are using y'all's culture as a storyline and a way to isolate and to humiliate Wendy and her family is gross. It's nasty. This whole using the African subculture or the Nigerian subculture, what is it, Osu? And apparently, y'all, I'm trying really hard to get as much information as possible, like on my own research. I'm trying to figure out a way to explain it in as far as how African Americans, how we understand things, but there's nothing to kind of compare it to. But the closest thing that I can say is it's extremely offensive, and this is a subgroup within the Nigerian culture or an African culture that is isolated or shunned from the general public. And to have that label on you as a part of being a part of this community is extremely offensive, apparently, amongst these people. And there's a lot of stereotypes and a lot of misinformation about who they are and what they're not and what they do. And all of these, there's a lot of nuances that go into it. And it's just so much. And it's none of our business. That's the point. Like, I shouldn't even have to say this or explain this, but it's none of our business. And yet, this woman has come on here and has labeled Wendy's family as being a part of this subculture, as part of this group that also practices witchcrafts, because she called Wendy's mom a witch. Also accused them of having a shrine and I guess doing voodoo and all of these stereotypes that apparently came from the article that Ashley brought up to this girl at that lunch. It's disgusting. It is so disgusting. All because you want a damn moment. You were brought on this show as a pawn to get underneath Wendy's skin and, to be quite honest, to ruin her life and her reputation. And that is disgusting. There is so many other things that you could be talking about. My thing is, at this point, we don't even know you for real. We know that you said that your daddy is a rich bitch and his goal was to make you a rich bitch, but you're like, we haven't even seen a lot from you. The only thing we know right now is that you were brought onto this show to be Wendy's adversary, and that's what your goal is, and you proved it in last weekend's episode. You are disgusting. You are a disgrace, and I don't know what you thought this was going to do for your reputation, but girl, the streets, social media, they're talking, and it ain't working in your favor. It really ain't. You look like a clown. Like, what? I am disgusted at what they're doing and what Potomac has turned into with Giselle, Ashley, and freaking Robin running the show, trying to isolate people by not filming with them, which we all know, if you know anything about reality TV, that's how you get somebody kicked off of a show. You have to refuse filming with them. If you're not filming with a person, if they're not also giving any type of content or a storyline, that's how you get iced out of the show. And that is what they have always done since taking it back to Wendy, not Wendy. What's her name? You know her name, Monique. It started back then, and they're allowing this. Like, I don't understand where the show is going at this point, because these women don't like each other, and they are trying to, like, actively ruin people's lives. Like, really. Chris has been accused of sexually assaulting women. Wendy's family is accused of being, I guess, like devil worshippers or whatever, because I also think that the whole stereotype around practicing voodoo or hoodoo or having a shrine in your house, all of that is just you trying to tap dance on stereotypes about other religions other than Christianity. And I don't appreciate that shit either. It's disgusting. They've accused Ray of the whole tax issues. It's just been ridiculous at this point. And this is a fake friend group, and I don't know where we're supposed to go. Where are we going with this? Where are we going? Where are we going? Robin can continue to not be honest about her life. Giselle still can be, give us what she wants, and we can still not have to deal with her. Ashley gets to lie about her storyline and the status of her marriage, but everybody else is being attacked. All because y'all want to prove that y'all are not colorists, and all you're doing is making our point about you guys being colorists, and it's not working.
Despite all the drama that was going on, I found it funny. I forgot which one of the husbands said it, because all the guys left the pickleball, I don't know if you want to call it floor, field, whatever, to see what the women were arguing about. And the funniest thing, I think, was it Eddie or was it Ike? I'm not sure. One of the guys was like, Wanda, I know you happy now. You happy they ain't talking about you, aren't you? You ain't, they said something around the lines of, you off the hook right now.
Always.
And Juan's like, man, I don't care. Because we know you don't care, Juan. Juan was having himself a good time playing pickleball. I think this is like one of the most enjoyable times on camera because he didn't have to talk. I thought that was funny. I'm gonna get back to the women, but I thought another funny part was watching them play pickleball. First of all, Giselle is uncoordinated and not athletic at all. I had a funny time watching Ashley hit the ball with her forehead. A thing that pivoted from the women's argument that I felt was kind of like really, but I'm not surprised, was Ike and Eddie kind of got into it.
Which is Thirst Bucket's husband.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so they both went to University of Maryland at College Park. They were both in, I guess, the same African organization too, from what Nika said. And supposedly Eddie, and I don't know the time frame, Eddie unfollowed Ike on Facebook. I know, right? We're really gonna confront each other about Facebook. And from this confrontation, Eddie's claiming that he really doesn't know Ike. But, Ike claims, that, we went to school together. We were in the same group. And, it's one of those things where I don't know who to believe, but we're arguing over Facebook.
You really feel that way? Like you say you don't know who to believe?
Because I to be honest with you, how Eddie was looking and how he was sounding, I truly felt like he knows who this dude is.
I disagree,
you do?
But that's
go on. I just feel that way. I know. I really do. I really do.
Why?
Because knowing schools, like I said, big schools like that, and due to the minority rates are so small, they both went there, both went for the same thing. I know they knew each other.
Man, please. Please.
I know they knew each other.
No, forget. My thing is that's another thing. There seems to be a disconnect between knowing somebody and knowing of somebody. Because that is Thirst Bucket's biggest issue with Wendy.
Okay, well, let me switch this. Knowing of them.
No, hold on. Because that's how the heifer got on the damn show. She wanted to be on the show so bad because just like Sweet Tea over there in Married to Medicine, she was a fan. She's a fangirl of Bravo's Real Housewives, all the franchises. Mm-hmm. So she's like, well, I know somebody from Potomac. I know Wendy because of the whole family connection as far as somebody's sister-in-law and whatever. They then reach out to Wendy. This is all allegedly. But they reach out to Wendy and Wendy's like, oh, I don't know her like that. Like, nah. They was like, well, can you bring her on the show? Well, no, I have this other girl that's really my friend. Me and NECA, I don't know her like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know of her. Or I don't know her. I know of her, but I don't know her like that. It got back to NECA, and that's how the beef starts. Mm-hmm. She moseys her way over to the Good and Bad Hair crew. And that's how this whole situation started. Again, this is allegedly. But still, you can know of somebody, but not know somebody. Hence why Wendy was really pushing for Homegirl, her friend that we've seen, that we've just been introduced to be on the show. But for some reason, they haven't put her on the show. Do I think that Eddie and old boy, what's his name, Ike, do I think that they knew of each other? Do I disagree that they didn't go to the same school and was part of that whole African society within, their school? I'm not saying that. But did they know each other? I definitely believe Eddie. First of all, he looked so freaking confused. Like, wait a minute, is this really happening to me right now? Is this, I don't know him like that. Mm-hmm. And y'all talking about back in college? All of these people look like they're in their late, maybe mid-30s.
Or early 40s.
I don't know how old Wendy is. But we're talking about school from 15 years ago? No, I don't know you. I don't. Were we friends on Facebook? Sure. Facebook was around. And it was probably heavy and popping back then. But I don't know you like that, bruh. And you wanted to have a beef with me over unfollowing you is some real bitch made shit. That to me is so corny. It was weird. And you could tell Eddie's face. I wasn't getting oh, he's lying. I was getting oh, what the hell is happening? Is this for real? Eddie has always been the husband that's kind of been in and out. of scenes, and like he's not in the middle of it. Even when they tried to make him a storyline last season by saying he was flirting with Sesame Street, it's not a thing. It's not.
Right.
And they try to make it into a thing. Old dude wanted to like fight. He was like, say it with your chest that you knew me. Like, what? Like how did we get here? Like, this is so corny. But I personally don't think that Eddie was lying.
I don't know. That's just the vibe I got from it. But it's Facebook. Like, I don't know if the guy's like I said, Ike, I don't know if he was just filled up with adrenaline and he's like, well, let me start something with her husband too. But
so if you think Eddie was lying, then how would you handle it then?
Handle what?
This situation, right?
From whose point of view?
From Eddie's point of view. Or, like, do you think that Ike, is that his name? Ike was right?
I mean, from my feeling of it, I just feel like looking at the connections, I felt like they may not know each other bros, but they may know of each other. Mm-hmm. So I do feel like they know of each other. I don't know. That's just my belief. I just from their reactions, I just truly feel like they know of each other because the school, like I said, how their society was set up at the school. I just get the feeling that they knew each other. They knew of each other. May not have known each other like that.
Okay, let's go with that. Let's say you're right. Let's say that they knew each other. They really knew each other. Mm-hmm. So now what?
Oh shit, I don't know. I'm not arguing about social media, so I don't know what to say about that. My thing is, I felt like this was a waste of time. First of all, this could have been addressed outside of this. It didn't need to be addressed at all. Oh, you won't follow me? Y'all don't talk. Y'all probably don't even have each other's numbers. So what does it matter? But the episode ended with, like I said, turmoil at pickleball. As I told y'all, I didn't really see the previews for next episode, but we all know this is going to carry over. We definitely don't need to see any more Robin, Juan, both saying I don't care next episode. Hopefully Ashley's not trying to start some new drama between NECA and Wendy, which we know that's going to come. What's your ending thoughts on this episode?
Nothing. It looks. I'm so done with Potomac. I'm so over them. I'm so over them. Just kidding. Them and Married to Medicine. Like, good night.
Like I said, don't forget about Squid Games. Take a second, think about it. I know y'all are open. When you don't have nothing to do, check it out. But as y'all know, it's not summertime, it's wintertime. Y'all wrap up, drink your hot drinks, the cocoa, the coffee, the tea, do what y'all do. And we will see y'all next time.
Bye.